May we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Capola, seconded by Mr. Sheridan. On roll call for approval, Mr. Sheridan.
Aye.
Ms. Zarate.
No.
Mr. Schleifer.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Yes.
Mr. Ferriello.
Aye.
So approved. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have one raffle application and not two, as noted on the record, for approval this evening. And it is docketed as raffle application 23-46, Mars Center YMCA, a 50-50 on-premise on the 13th of February at 79 Horse Hill Road between 7 to 11 p.m. May we have a motion for approval on raffle application 2346 only?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Ratty, second by Mr. Capola. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And just for the record, raffle application 2347 was removed by me due to a possible technical problem that will be reviewed tomorrow. And the final item on the administrative clerk's agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is the payment of bills. Total amount $6,699,365.40. May we have a motion for approval so we can pay our bills?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Schleifer, seconded by Mr. Capola. On roll call, Mr. Sheridan.
Aye.
Ms. Zarate.
Aye.
Mr. Schleifer.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Ferguson.
Aye.
So approved. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That clears the agenda of the administrative clerk.
Okay. Anything from the committee?
Yes. I'd like to remind everyone that on the 12th of December, the Children's Christmas Party will be held at the Recreation Center, and on the 13th of December, the Hanukkah Hoopla holiday celebration will also be held at the Community Center. So I hope everyone can bring their children and enjoy the 2 days of festivities.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes.
I just want to remind everybody the leaf season is going to, I think it's going to end up next week. It's usually around the week of the 15th, and they run through the entire week. So if you have some leaves, I know there's snow and ice, but get them out, because after that, we don't do a cleanup till the spring, I believe, if it's necessary. So I think being 5 people short, they've done an outstanding job this year. I know they'll be all the way out through this weekend, but don't put them out this weekend, because if they've already done your section of town, they're not coming back around. So this week is the deadline, and then they'll have to finish that up by the weekend. So
Excellent job. You
They
an
did.
excellent job.
I have to give credit to Brian Ferran and the entire crew at the DPW. And they did an outstanding job. The leaves came down pretty fast. And in fact, they were out today with the claw picking up the ones that were frozen. And they plan to go back to them by next week to get them all up with the vacuum machine, because the claw doesn't clean as adequately as the vacuum does. But they've done an outstanding job, and they need to be commended.
We have outstanding services as far as leaf collection.
We
Well,
do, and
amongst other things.
and from what I hear from all the residents of the town, they want to keep it that way. So
Yeah.
it's something that we're going to have to
Some towns bag
work
their
on.
leaves, and they go around a couple of times too. That's,
Yeah, it's an outstanding service.
Yes.
It's costly too, but I think there's a demand for it in this town, and everybody expects it, and I
it's wonderful.
think we should keep providing it. So.
Yes.
George.
I would like to read something into the record concerning Pronto Deli. I had a real concern as director of planning when I read the article, and I was disappointed that our reporter is not here this evening, so I guess I'll just have to send him this copy to perhaps he can get it put into the newspaper. Pronto Deli, where we were being sued because of the fact that we didn't have approval, we wouldn't give them approvals for parking due to space limitations on their request for a restaurant to be put into that facility. But I'd like to just clarify a point, all right? And I'm going to read this into the record because that is a complete misnomer. Matter of fact, from what I understand, even on the township blog, or what I call it a blog, but somebody commented about it also. And I also had a couple people come up to me because, during these trying times, we're looking for the development that we need for ratables or what have you. So it kind of looks bad for the committee when it appears like we're not approving something or even it looks bad for the members of the planning board. So let me, I put this together, noting that when we made our initial approval, the facts are that with Pronto Deli utilizing 88 restaurants seat spacing, which, as you know, impacts the parking, but it was kind of missed because when it was first looked at, it was a deli, and it didn't dawn on whoever did it that the fact of the matter of there is seating in Pronto Deli, as we all know. The township attorney on June 12th, the township attorney to our John Dorsey sent a letter to the attorney for Neptune Boulevard, noting that we agreed to waive the parking requirements. However, John Dorsey made it quite clear that the use of the 2 new wings was designated as retail, and that designation was utilized to calculate parking. So you could not have a restaurant or any other type of facility. Under no circumstances has any building been told that they can't continue. They're allowed, they are able to do whatever they're currently in the process of doing. Therefore, our zoning officer will only issue occupancy permit for retail use. Furthermore, in his 2-page letter, John informed the applicant that occupancy permits will not be granted for a restaurant without an amended site plan approval. Unfortunately, when you read the article in the newspaper, they do not have all the facts before they put the article in print. It would appear that after realizing that the market for retail was no longer viable, they changed their strategy to allow for, so now they want to put a restaurant in that. And I think it was an Asian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant. And I'm hoping that this would clarify what was put into the newspaper. The fact is that we never stopped anything. There has never been any permits or any work stoppage put for anything that they're currently doing. The whole issue has to do with the fact that they changed the process from what they were originally agreed to, which was retail. Now they want to go into restauranting, and actually, in order to do that, they have to file an application, which, from which I understand, is to be filed next week. I don't even know what the issue is with supposed legal actions against the township. But they do have options. They have options that they would have to look at. One of them is perhaps, going next door and see if they can get some parking over at the Presbyterian Church. But that's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with the committee, has nothing to do with the process. What I'm concerned about is that the article not only went in as a written article on the front page of the Daily Record, but became part of an editorial by the newspaper. So I was truly hoping that the editor, the gentleman who wrote the article, Jeff, would have been here this evening, so I could have gave this to him. But I'll do the next best thing tomorrow. I'll mail it out. And hopefully he'll get it in the paper.
And I sat in that planning board meeting, and I will say that they have approval for retail use. If they want to put a lot of restaurants in, then they have to provide parking. It's not, they can put many uses in that area. There is a deli, and I think part of the reason was when you think of a deli, you don't think of a restaurant. That's why possibly it was missed in the first place.
Yeah, but we realized we
Right.
did. And as a matter of fact, the committee went along with it with our attorney and said, fine, we did that, we'll give it to them, we authorize it. Realizing that everybody was not going to be there all at the same time anyway. But the fact of the matter is, the article in the paper appeared like we had put a work stoppage. They
Oh,
can't
yes, we
continue
didn't
any
do that.
further because we wouldn't give them the okay because of parking.